welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. President Muhammadu Buhari raises the bar on anti-corruption fight. Former Finance Minister Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala opens up on the Sambo Dasuki Arms Fund saga. Minister of Power, Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola says Nigerians must be ready to pay more for electricity. Heavy gridlock in Lagos as travellers complain. And Embassy District in Kabul under attack. Now here are some of those pictures that you sent into our portal. We begin with this photo sent in from Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. It shows this pickup van overloaded with secondary school students. Our eyewitness reporter commends the driver of the vehicle for his kind gesture, but urges traffic regulators to stop such dangerous acts. Our next photo was sent in from Agidingbi area in Lagos State. It shows this man buying fuel directly into his generator after service station officials refused to sell in gallons. Our eyewitness reporter calls on the federal government to resolve the issue of fuel scarcity across the country. Finally is this photo showing protesters blocking off the old Ikang Road in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. Our eyewitness reporter says the protesters are demanding for their unpaid salaries from the Calabar Urban Development Authority. Thanks a lot for sending in all your pictures, and we ask you to please send us more. Electricity consumers may have to pay higher tariffs to enjoy constant power supply, and this was made known by the Minister for Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola. The minister says the federal government will only pay legally verifiable debts owed the power generating companies. Mr. Fashola says the additional 220 megawatts of electricity produced by the Egbin power plant should be distributed to consumers, especially industrial and residential areas.
Because of this, when this plant was built about 3 decades or a little over, there was a lot of pomp and pageantry here. But thereafter, I think maybe one more or perhaps none was built. But our population has grown since then. This plant, I think, has an installed capacity of about 1,300 and something megawatts, 6 turbines. Over the years, one turbine after the other shut down. And by the time this plant was sold, I think barely 1.5 or 2 turbines were operational. Today, we are at a point where all the 6 turbines are back on stream. Now, one of the things that they've told me they're doing is to sign a dedicated power evacuation to a co-disco. And it's the discos that bring power to our homes. And I think what we would expect is that we can convey the message very clearly that if a co-disco takes power and is able to dedicate it to those who can pay a slightly higher cost, which our regulators must now begin to accommodate. Because if there is a willing buyer and a willing seller, we must allow the economics to take place.
Minister for Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola. Let's move on to legal matters. The Court of Appeal has dismissed the suit challenging the election of Senator Godswill Akpabio as Senator representing Akwa Ibom Northwest District. In a unanimous judgment delivered by Justice Moshood Oredola, the appellate court dismissed the case for lack of merit and upheld the decision of the lower tribunal. Justice Oredola said although there was an error in one of the nomination forms which indicates Senator Akpabio stood for election for Akwa Ibom Northeast, the mistake was successfully corrected in all other documents. The judge also held that the oral evidence of the appellant's witness and that of the People's Democratic Party and the Independent National Electoral Commission successfully rebutted the case of non-qualification alleged by the appellant. Now, Lagos is a place most Nigerians want to live, but the traffic situation, with that situation, many people have a second thought. Recently, the situation in the nation's commercial city regarding traffic has worsened, leaving commuters in traffic for several hours. Our correspondent Seun Okimbalue reports.
Lagos, the nation's commercial capital. For many, the city is now synonymous with traffic jam, a situation some Lagosians refer to as go slow, which means you cannot afford to move fast but forced to move in slowly. Indeed, moving around Lagos has recently become a nightmare. Both during peak and off-peak periods, the roads are simply painful to ply. Ignoring all risk involved, these young boys take the chance of the slow movement of vehicles to sell their wares. The frustration is compounded by desperate drivers struggling to avoid bad portions of the roads, vehicles left stationary on the roads due to collision as the drivers or occupants engage in argument. The fuel scarcity and the long queues at filling station add to the grueling experience of road users in the city. The traffic situation in Lagos looks like no one is in control. When you find traffic officials, they sometimes stand in clusters far away from where their services are needed. And when they eventually appear, it looks like they're either ill-equipped or lack the needed tact to approach the task. Commuters have uncomplimentary stories to tell.
Don't have that impression that it's because of reading program. It's not. It's been like this for some time now. It's like Amber, they don't really have answer to it.
Too bad and very annoying. Very annoying. So no way. We have been like 3 hours in this traffic. Right from Bagada, we enter the traffic.
Unending line of vehicles staying in traffic for several hours. On all the sides of the lane on the road are vehicles traveling, going and moving slowly because of the traffic situation in Lagos. This has been a daily occurrence for the past months in Lagos, and this is what most Lagosians have had to endure for several hours every day. The city of Lagos is important to the nation's economy. For the face of this traffic challenge, the state authorities may have to urgently and rapidly deploy these new equipment recently acquired by the government to drastically change the situation for the better. Seun Kimbale reporting for Channels Television News.
Governor Willie Obiano has reiterated his administration's commitment to improving socio-economic infrastructure in Anambra State, and he said this while receiving representatives of the board and management of the Sun Publishing Limited. The firm recently named Governor Obiano its Man of the Year. Editor-in-Chief and Managing Director of the Sun, Mr. Eric Osage, commends Governor Obiano for his significant contributions to state development.
Governor Willie Obiano walks in to welcome his august visitors, a delegation from the Sun Publishing Limited. Pleasantries exchanged, and then it is straight to the business of the day. They are here to intimate the Anambra State Governor of his emergence as the first governor to win the Sun Governor of the Year award in its 13 years of establishing the award platform.
The story of Anambra State under Your Excellency is truly inspirational. From a state grappling to meet numerous challenges on the security, educational, health and agricultural fronts, your administration has transformed these sectors in a way that no recent administration did. And we have set all the parameters, and we said you are the person who best qualifies.
Responding, the highly elated governor acknowledges that since his assumption of office, about 6 awards have come his way, but the best of all is the one he had just been notified about. He assures his guests that all those activities that made him worthy of the award will be pursued vigorously.
I'm extremely delighted. I can assure you I will stay focused on those things I'm doing that you found very worthy. My people deserve the best. And our mantra is to do more with less in these challenging times. And I remain very focused in what we're doing. Clearly, some of it is assisting me. It's my background as a renowned accountant and banker.
Thank you, sir.
The high point is the presentation of the notification letter by the Sun Publishing delegation to the governor. The award will be bestowed annually on state governors whose quality leadership achievements and contributions continue to inspire hope and generate dividends of democracy for the people.
The police command in Oyo State, southwest Nigeria, has arrested two gangs of kidnappers and an arms dealer, among other suspected criminals. Now briefing journalists at the Oyo State Police Command headquarters in Ibadan, the Commissioner of Police, Adeleye Oyebade, commended members of the public for supplying useful information that led to the arrest of the suspects. He also says the police unit will resist any surge in crime during the Yuletide.
Demanding for 10 million naira ransom from the victim's sister. When we got the information, the anti-kidnapping team moved swiftly and mobilized our resources and went to the aid of the victim. And in a well-coordinated cordon and search operation, the victim's location was identified in the bush where he was kept, and subsequently he was rescued. We have said it repeatedly that these people are not witches or that they are living in the space. They live within us, and it is through our intelligence network that we're able to get this person who has been manufacturing firearms somewhere in the area of the state. It cannot be done by the police alone. It must be collaboration and cooperation and the dedication of our men with the effort of members of the public to give us reliable, dependable information.
When the news at 10 returns, UACN Property Development Company commissions Festival Mall in Lagos. Do stay with us.